It's the middle of the night, and we're in the eastern mountains along Lebanon's border with Syria. There's no moon. It's pitch black. Perfect conditions for smugglers and human traffickers trying to move fuel, weapons, and people between the two countries.
So the brighter light on the top of that hill is a Lebanese Army outpost. The fainter lights behind are the Syrian army. And then the valleys in between, which is basically no man's land between the Lebanese border and the Syrian border. They're some of the main smuggling routes, and that is why the focus is on that particular part of the land.
Already tonight, they've seized gallons of diesel. Fuel is scarce and expensive in Lebanon, but it's even more so in Syria.
حقيقياً كل يوم عم بتصير عمليات تهريب وعم بيتم ضبطها من قبل سرايا الفوج المتواجدة على المعابر الغير شرعية.
It's first light down in the Bekaa Valley, and attention now switches to the Syrian refugee camps. There are more than 2 million Syrians living in Lebanon, most in awful conditions, and they're vulnerable to the gangs that run much of this region. The soldiers search the tents for weapons and Islamic State sleeper cells. If the military collapses and Lebanon falls into conflict, this valley will be another route for terrorists to reach Europe. Things are bad. Money's become so tight that the army is now growing its own vegetables and raising chickens for food. 12 months ago, a young soldier like this would have earned $1,300 a month. Today, in this economic depression, it's just $100. That is not enough to feed his family. Senior commanders are now worried that soldiers might be open to bribes from local drug gangs to turn a blind eye.
Who would assert that a soldier would be ready to be killed in action, to offer his life for his country when he knows that his family is hungry and doesn't have the basic needs to survive and live in integrity? So those questions are really worrying, and we should take care about it. And we should be aware that they could happen, although we would not like, but it could happen if we don't have the necessary support and the adequate support in a timely manner.
What's timely? How long have you
According to this tragic and rapid devaluation of the Lebanese pound and deteriorating economic situation, 2 to 3 months maybe, you never know, maybe less.
In the last few days, Lebanese and Syrian migrants have been intercepted trying to reach Cyprus. This problem is getting worse by the week. The Lebanese currency has collapsed and the government is in disarray. If the armed forces go too, Lebanon could descend into complete chaos. It'll be another failed state on Europe's borders. Alistair Bunkle, Sky News, on the Lebanese-Syrian border.